welcome to episode 128 of the Graceful Tangle podcast. I'm Amy Kate. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me today. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do that. And then don't forget to hit the notification bell right by the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any future videos. I have a little bit of an announcement at the end of the episode that's just going to change things a little bit with YouTube. It's a big change, but I'm excited for it, and so definitely stick around to the end for that. But yeah, this week's episode is going to be a little bit different. Like I said, I do have that announcement at the end, but I also just don't have a ton of content to share this week. I have spent so much time on a couple of specific projects, and I just haven't had time to start new things yet because of that. But I do have some progress to share, and we'll just chat about whatever I have worked on all week. I am also that's not the right way to phrase that. How am I trying to phrase that? I'm very deep. That might be the best way to say that. I'm very deep in Advents. I listed some, as I mentioned a couple weeks ago, in the Etsy shop. So these are just Advent calendars that I put together based on kind of like the yarn is taken from my stash, and I just make sets with what's there, yarn that I have used throughout the year, etc. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. It's kind of a special way to kind of share some yarn with you guys. I'm going to design a pattern this year for it, so it's going to be a lot of fun, but it is also a ton of work. So I have been working on that this week, and hopefully I'll be finishing it this next week. That is the plan. I'm really hoping I can make that happen, but we'll see. Anyway, today is Saturday, October 21st, I believe. 22nd. It is the 22nd. I can't believe October is ending. We are headed into the last week of the month, and that is insane. I feel like this year is flying by. Part of me is so excited for November and December. We have Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's my favorite time of the entire year, but at the same time, I can't believe we're almost at 2023. Like, that is just insane. It's insane. But anyways, I don't have any FOs to share this week, so we're just going to skip right over that segment. I do have a design that just released, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. I did finish that, so I suppose that's technically an FO. But for now, let's go ahead and talk about a couple of whips. Alrighty, the first whip that I'm working on still is this commission. I've talked about it the past few weeks. I'm making the Miles shirt jacket by Ozetta. I know this person just kind of a friend through church, and she is learning how to knit but isn't quite at the skill level to make this full sweater, and so she asked me to do it, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Last week I did mention I mentioned the possibility of making a video on kind of sharing my thoughts and process and kind of like what I charge, things like that, for commission projects. And I got a lot of feedback saying that y'all would like to see that video, so I'm definitely working on it. I'm hoping that I can, have the time to create that video in the next couple of weeks. I don't do a ton of commissions. It's just not something that I prefer to do in the long run, so I'm very careful with what I commit to. With that being said, I have quite a few lined up for this fall season, and so I thought it would be a fun time to kind of share my thoughts behind it, and like how I charge, because I feel like it can be some really helpful advice. So that video is coming. I'm going to finish this one first, and then I have some more lined up, so I'll probably create that video as I make those next sweaters. But anyways, here's what this cardigan or jacket, whatever you want to call it, looks like. I believe last week I had the entire body finished, and this week I have added the entire first sleeve, and I have started the second. Bad news with this project, I completely ran out of yarn, which is so frustrating. It's so frustrating. I hate that happened because I'm so worried about dye lot. I was able to get the same yarn, which I'm so grateful for. But at the same time, I'm really concerned that the dye lot isn't going to match, and then it's going to be obvious, and if it is, I literally have no idea what to do about that, and we'll just have to cross that bridge when we come to it, as they say. But I'm hoping that it all turns out okay. I do not have that yarn. It's on its way, but it's not quite here yet, so I'm just in the waiting game. Really worried about it, but I'm just going to make it through somehow. But I do have to finish the second sleeve and then add the button band and give it a nice good block. and then it'll be done. So I was hoping to have this project finished over the course of this week, but obviously I ran out of yarn and that couldn't happen. So hopefully as soon as that yarn comes in, it'll be smooth sailing and I will be able to get this done as soon as possible. But yeah, in terms of the dye lot, my plan right now, if the color is significantly different, my plan is to take out the pockets. So I have 2 pockets that are seamed onto the cardigan. If the dye lot is significantly different, my plan is to take out both of these pockets, and hopefully that will be enough yarn to finish the second sleeve so that they match, or at least get to the cuff. And then I will do the button band and the, replacement pockets in that different shade. I think that's a really good plan. I'm hoping that I don't have to do that. But if I do, it won't be the end of the world, and I think that it will work out okay. So I feel like that's a good backup plan. But yeah, just say a prayer that the yarn matches, because I really don't want to have to deal with that. Really don't want to have to deal with that. Anyway, so that is this project. I will say I love the pattern. The pattern has been amazing. I think this is going to be so cute. I think I'm going to want one for myself, so I might be making a second one. I just love it. It's like really cozy, really oversized, perfect, like kind of jacket style. I know those like jackets like that were pretty popular last year, and they seem to be popular this year. I can see why. They're super cozy. I love them. And then the hand knit one is extra cool. So, anyways, that is the first thing that I have been working on. And then, let's see, the next thing, I started a dishcloth on a whim last week. Have not put a single stitch into that this week. Just has not been where my focus is. So, don't have anything to share on that. I am going to show these socks. So, I started these socks forever ago. It's completely ridiculous. Honestly, I don't even know if I have them up here. I think I do. Let's see, are they in this bag? Yes. Okay, so I started these socks. I honestly think it was at the beginning of September. It might have been closer to like the first day of fall. I don't remember, which would have been like September 22nd, I think. Regardless, they have been on the needles way too long, and I do not even have one sock done. These are a birthday gift. Hopefully my mom is not going to watch this. I don't think she will. These are a birthday gift for my mom. And like I said, her birthday is next Saturday. It's the 29th of October, which is so exciting. It's going to be such a good day with her. But I literally started these like 5 or 6 weeks in advance. Like, no joke. Thinking I could get them done in a week, and then they'd be done, and I wouldn't have to worry about it, and they'd be, a special little gift to give to her. Here we are, 1 week exactly from her birthday, and I do not even have one sock complete. What is wrong with me? Like, seriously. Apparently, I can't do something if I'm not pressured to do it. Anyway, makes me frustrated at myself. But, regardless, these are going to be so beautiful. She is going to love them. I cannot wait to get them done and give them to her. Here is what the first sock looks like, because, like I said, this is just the first sock, because I'm completely ridiculous. But it's super cute. I am using Hobie Atlas. This is the color number... Where is it? Number 7. I love this yarn. I wasn't expecting it to be self-striping, but I love that it is. This color just reminds me of fall. Her birthday is obviously in October, and she loves fall, and this is like her color palette as well. So I'm so excited to give these to her. I think she's gonna love them. And yeah, so it matches my shirt too. That's super cute. Now I want a pair for myself. Anyways. So yes, I will be working on these a ton this week to get them done in time for her birthday. So there will definitely be an FO for next week, which is exciting. So I will at least have one finished object to share next time. Maybe just one, but we'll see. Anyway, and I'm also just using my own Success Socks pattern. It's my vanilla sock recipe. I will link it down below. It's a free pattern in my shops. Really simple, straightforward, cuff down sock pattern. Super basic. I really like that pattern. I'm hoping to kind of like upgrade the other versions of that pattern this fall. I have the Worsted, Bulky, and DK as well. And I'm hoping to give them all a little bit of a facelift this fall and winter season. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully that'll work out. Also, how cute is this project bag? This is from Knitter's Pride. I think it is so stinking cute. I love using it. I've talked about it before, but drawstrings are my favorite style of project bag. I love zipper ones too, but with drawstrings, there's just nothing that's ever going to get caught. And that is so handy, I feel like, because it's so annoying to get, a strand of yarn, especially fingering weight, something that is really small to begin with, stuck in a zipper is super annoying. I hate it when that happens. So it's really nice to have drawstring bags on hand all the time. Alrighty, that is it for works in progress that aren't designs. I do have one design that just released, and then one that I'm currently working on that's going to be released next week. So let's go ahead and chat about those. Alrighty, first up for design talk this week, I just released the bulky Best Dude Beanie. Here's what it currently looks like. I will put it on so that you can see it. I love this beanie. It is so cozy. I designed it for, with men, with guys in your life in mind. It's just a super basic 2x2 rib beanie. But I love the way that it turned out. It is really simple. It's super quick to knit up because of the bulky weight yarn, which I love. It's going to be great for the upcoming holiday, gift knitting season. And obviously this is perfect for, men or women. It's only written for one size because it is so likely that this size is going to fit anywhere from 18 to 22 inch head. But at the same time, I have included instructions in the pattern for how to go down, however many sizes you want, just based on stitch counts in the pattern. So if that's something that you're interested in, it is listed in the pattern. But yeah, I really love it. I've actually worn this myself the past few days in the mornings, and it has been so warm and cozy. I got my brother to model it for me for pattern purposes, and I think he really liked it. So yeah, I love it. It kind of had a moment of why haven't I done this earlier? I designed the original Best Dude Beanie, when was it? I think I released the pattern in 2020, I think. So it's been a while now, and it's a super great pattern. It's really popular in my shops, which is awesome. But at the same time, it takes quite a while to knit just one of those beanies because of the gauge, and you're using worsted weight yarn. It's designed for a man, whose heads are typically a little bit larger, and so there's a lot of stitches on the needles. And it just takes a little while, which is totally okay. But this beanie is so quick compared to that beanie. So I'm very excited to make some more of these because I love them. The yarn that I used is Cascade Yarn Specific Bulky. I don't remember the colorway, it's just a number, but it's a really pretty kind of charcoal silvery gray, which I really, really like. Once again, I really love it with this shirt. I love this color, by the way. It's like an olive green color. I love it so much. I feel like it matches everything. But anyways, so that pattern is available. I will link it down below if you want to check it out. It is a PDF on Ravelry and Etsy, but you can also find it for free on the blog, if that's your preferred method. So hopefully one of those is satisfying to you. And then next up, design-wise, I am so close to finishing these. This pattern is launching for me in 5 days, but for you, it's coming out on Thursday. And here is what these socks currently look like. So I have the first one done, minus the heel. Here is what the first sock looks like. These are the penny socks. They're going to be releasing, like I said, in just a couple of days. I absolutely love these socks. They're so squishy, so warm. I love the colorway. This is a yarn by Ruby and Rose's yarn, which I love and adore. And it's just such a beautiful color. And here is the second sock. I am actually working on the toe right now, so I am so close to finishing these. And then I'm going to put in afterthought heels. So I haven't done that yet, of course. But they have been so much fun to work on. I watched a movie the other night, and got how much was it? I think it was about this much done over the course of a movie, and I finished this sock as well. So I got so much done, which is amazing. I was able to get a really good head start on this second sock, and then I've just kind of knit this here and there over the past couple of days as I've had time. But yeah, so I will hopefully be finishing these tonight and tomorrow, and then the pattern will release next week, which is going to be so fun. I've been super excited to release this pattern. I haven't released a legit sock pattern in a little while, it feels like, so I'm really excited to change that because socks have become one of my absolute favorite things to design. Alrighty, that is it for designs this week as well. I do have a couple of other things that I'm going to be starting super soon, but I haven't quite gotten around to doing that yet. I'm just trying to get done with a few of these projects, and obviously Advent's and just life is just super busy. It's good, it's so sweet, but it is really, really busy. So, yeah, anyway, that is all for the yarny content this week. But let's talk about a little devotional and then some news. So for devotional this week, I wanted to talk about something that I have been thinking a lot about lately, and then I read about in 1 Timothy. One evening this week, I was meeting a friend for dinner, which was so sweet, but before that I had some extra time, and so I went to a little park nearby and read 1 Timothy, and apparently it was the first time that I had ever read that book from, all the way through. I read bits and pieces here and there, specific chapters, but never the entirety of the book. I am doing a chronological Bible plan this year, which I've talked about many times on the podcast, but I haven't gotten to that part in the New Testament yet. So I just hadn't read the entire book, which is okay. I'm eager to continue rereading parts of the Bible, of course, but at the same time, it's just such a good book. And I wish I had a better word than just wow. But at the same time, I always hope to be in awe of God and who He is and what He's done and what He continues to do in my own life and just how He works through His word. And so, in some way, wow is sufficient. But I also want to live it out. And a specific verse in 1 Timothy stood out to me. It says, "That is why we labor and strive, because we have put our hope in the living God, who is the Savior of all people, and especially of those who believe." I have thought a lot about work lately, and the purpose behind it. I am somebody who loves to work hard. I just enjoy it. I love having something to do. I love working at it as hard as I can. And the mission behind that is to bring glory and honor to my God, and I hope that is always evident and seen, and in that when people see that in me, it brings Him glory, and that it's not for my own benefit. And so I put together a little Facebook post on my personal account to just share encouragement to those who I'm friends with. Is mostly people that I know in real life outside of social media, and so it was just sweet to be able to kind of post that and like I said, bring encouragement to them, kind of share my heart behind it. But this post was just a really big encouragement to me. It reminded me that this, as Christians, this is why we work hard. It's to bring Him glory. It's to benefit the kingdom. It's that others can see Christ's love in our own lives. And it's never for our own benefit. And I feel like sometimes, sometimes jobs are hard. Sometimes days are hard. Sometimes they aren't fun. But at the same time, it's all a blessing because it's an opportunity to serve the Lord. And when we approach it from that aspect, it makes it all worth it. Even if it's not always enjoyable in the moment. So whatever season of life that you're in, whether it's when that's really, really busy and you feel pulled in many directions and you feel like you're always working, or whether it's one where you've been working for a really long time and now you're experiencing, retirement or something along those lines and you don't have to work as hard, I just pray that working is an encouragement to you and that it is an opportunity to serve the Lord and for others to see His love, through you in the way that you serve, because that is my hope behind it, and I pray that is evident in my own life, and so I hope that it is evident in yours as well. And with work comes rest, right? Rest is really important. Rest is something that I struggle with, but it is also really, really important. So there's a time and a place for both, but on the topic of working hard, that is my hope, and I was so encouraged by that this week. And I've kind of been thinking about it off and on ever since. So I hope that it was encouraging to you as well. Now, on the topic of a little bit of news, kind of correlating to work. So I have made the decision. I have been doing this podcast for 2 years now, over 2 years, every single week. And it has been so good. It has been so sweet. I have gotten to know so many people just through it who have tuned in every single week or many, many weeks. Some of you have been here from the very beginning, which is just crazy. And I hope and pray that we can all see how I've grown from episode 1. Yeah, good changes have been made since episode 1. It's a little rough, but gotta start somewhere. That's okay. Anyway, all of that to say, I have made the decision to go down to podcasting from every week to every other week. I am in a really busy season of life right now, but more so, I am just a little bit in a season of transition, which is so beautiful and so exciting, but I just want to kind of take that in and know that while I feel so confident that this platform, this business, this passion of mine, is by no means diminishing and is so strong, but God is showing me like time and time again how I'll be able to take it into different seasons of life, and that is something that I have prayed for so long. I've hoped for a very long time since I started this little business to grow it now and then be in a place where I can run it alongside having a family and jobs outside of the home, school, anything that comes along. It's just been my hope to kind of carry this alongside that. And a way that is going to be more doable is to go down from podcasting every week to every other week. So my hope is to have one video a week come out on YouTube. One week it'll be the podcast, and then the next week it'll be a different type of video, whether that's an unboxing or a review of a specific product, a tutorial, a vlog, a video kind of like on the topic of like commissions, how I mentioned earlier in this episode, more like informative videos like that, or advice videos. So yeah, I'm excited. It's a big change for me personally and my personality. I've thought harder about it than I probably should have. It's just when you go from doing something every single week to making that decision to kind of bump that down by half, it's a lot. In one way I feel like I want to be doing exactly what I'm doing right now for a while longer, but at the same time, I know other areas of my own life not only need more attention, but I also desire to give them more attention. And so one way to do that is to just take a tiny step back from business stuff and to make sure that all of my time is spent in ways that it needs to be spent. So big things, I guess. Going down from 2-ish videos a week or, podcasting every week to down to 1 is not a huge deal. But like I said, I tend to think too much about everything. It is a struggle. And it has been no different for this decision, but I'm excited for it. I think it's going to mean that I'll have more content to share if it's every other week, which is really, really exciting. I have honestly just had less time than usual to create lately, which is amazing. I'm so grateful for time that's spent elsewhere, but at the same time, it's been hard to keep up with, all of this over the past few months. And so, yeah. Big change, but I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. I hope that you are excited for what's ahead, because I certainly am. One epic thing that happened this week was that I hit 100,000 followers on Instagram, which is just absolute bonkers. That is a crazy big number. But I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. I am overwhelmed with how God has blessed this just huge passion project of mine and what it's been able to grow into. And I'm so thankful and so excited to carry it into future seasons of life as well. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here and taking the time to spend in this virtual world of ours today. I hope that you were encouraged by everything that I shared and inspired by my own projects, and that you are excited to put that inspiration and encouragement into your own projects over the course of this next week. I hope that you have an amazing week, and I cannot wait to join you all for the next episode in a couple of weeks. Thank you so much for watching, and until then, happy making. Bye.